Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Good afternoon to you. The entire crew here, including our guest this afternoon, has been hit by this news. I'm sure you being a historian, you knowing what has transpired pre-92 and post-92, you must be hit as well.
Sure, certainly.
Mm-hmm. And how are you taking it?
Oh, it's very unfortunate. The life of, or I would say it was the life of a very illustrious woman. And I feel so sad because you mentioned history. This was a woman who could be praised as one having the longest service as First Lady of Ghana, about 19 years. And then we don't have to forget that for her, she served one chunk as a military leader's wife, a military dictator's wife, and then the other side of the coin being a civilian president's wife. The sad aspect, and why I'm so worried, is the fact that with all this experience, our mother Konadu Agyeman should have written about 3 or 4 books, exactly, so that today we would have the opportunity of going through. Unfortunately, she didn't do that, and that is why I believe she was indebted. She will forever be indebted to us. That aside, I believe that it's a very unfortunate thing to happen to any human being.
Okay, so yeah, let me ask you this. I maybe a bit sensitive, but let me ask you. There are the school of thought that the wives of presidents we've had in the country are only for the aesthetics or for the formation of non-governmental organizations, and you would never see or hear anything of them until they come into power, and then you see these organizations coming up. For you and for her, who had been under the military ruling and had also been within the civilian, how relevant is Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings to the Ghanaian politics?
Konadu Agyeman will forever remain relevant because let's start from Madam Fataya, Kwame Nkrumah's wife, up to which one? Dr. Hilla Liman's wife, Fulera. You will see that they were just nominal politicians or nominal first ladies. All of them. They were nominal first ladies. It was Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings who founded the 31st December Women's Movement as more or less playing the role of a shadow prime minister during the period when her husband ruled the country. And the woman was extremely active everywhere. There was a time she even led the whole country to the Beijing conference. You know, it was a conference for all women in the world. And the woman led the Ghana delegation. And I'm saying that it was after Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings had laid the foundation, had, as the accounts we say, you know, after she haven't cleared the path, then others like Mrs. Kofour also came to walk in. What did she do? She founded the Mother and Child Foundation. Then Lodina Foundation.
Yes.
You know, they came, yes, everybody comes with a certain NGO of some sort, all because they were copying Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. So she was a pioneer, true first lady of Ghana. Nobody can take that from her. Nobody can take that from her. She was more active than every one of them. And those who came founding NGOs were copying her, because before her were people like Fatia, and then what's the Afri first wife, this one, all of them, name them, Liman's wife, General Champion's wife. Nobody founded an NGO, and so they merely played roles like kitchen women, if I should put it that way.
Yes.
And then Konadu Agyeman came to the scene and decided to make herself extremely active, to the extent that even after her husband had left the presidency because his term of office was over, the woman felt that she could also be a president of Ghana and contested the NDC primaries. So nobody can write her off in the history of this country. Let me say that she even founded a political party, which is still a registered political party in Ghana, the National Democratic Party. So nobody can write her off as far as the history of Ghana is concerned.
How would you describe her influence also in the governance of the politics of the country, especially during the reign of her husband, when the husband was, at least within the period of her husband being the civilian president, 1992 to 2000, some people had felt, and you mentioned kitchen cabinet, that she was in charge.
That period, believe that,
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, if you can hear me, I'm asking you about whether she
I can hear you now.
Some people have speculated 1992 to 2000.
Yeah, if it was from 92 to 2000, she was a first lady, but that was the time she should have been more active with the 31st December women's movement, because that was a civilian era. Unfortunately, during that period, our mother Konadu Agyeman started becoming dormant. Rather, it was the military era from 31st December 1981 up to 1992, which was a dictatorial period, a very bad period, where she had, I would say, if you are giving Rawlings a bad name, she would also have 50% of it. That was rather the time that she really shone and glowed as a first lady, because there's a saying that behind every successful man is a woman. If her husband very successfully ran the country from that rough era in the history of Ghana, 31st December 1981 up to 1992, this was the power behind him, then nobody can give her a discredit. She was okay, yes. But as you have rightly said, it is very difficult to credit her as an acceptable great woman. It's very difficult because Ghanaians know, and it was in the Special Investigations Board report. It also appeared in the National Reconciliation Commission settings that the very key that was taken to be used to drive the car, to start the car that eventually led the 3 judges and the army officers to their last journey, was collected from her. And a person who knows history such as I am can never praise Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings without bringing in that story. That will make me a very biased person. Because if we are going to execute people, to kill people, to murder innocent blood, to shed innocent blood, let me put it that way, and then the vehicle that would drive them to the grounds where they were shot, we had the ignition key from you, then you can never tell anybody in this world that you were 100% innocent. But be that as it may, nobody asks her questions on those allegations, so she dies with that.